everybody, and welcome to Creature Corner. We are back with some incredible fresh off the presses runs. Today's theme is all runs that came out, well, the games for the runs that came out in the last year. So you may not have seen any of these games at all. You may not have seen the speed runs for these games. They are rapidly changing moment to moment. We've actually got 2 runs tonight that had major tech discovered in the last day. So that is how fast we are moving on these runs. And speaking of these runs, let's check out what we've got on the docket for tonight. We've got Shadow Generations by Sleepy Esther, and this is the first time that GDQ has ever shown off all stages wings, and that's coming up like really soon, so you do not want to go anywhere for that. And then we've got a game that probably y'all have never seen before. It's called Fragrance Point by Shovelclaws, and it will blow your mind. Do not go anywhere. You're going to want to see that. I kind of stole an awfully silly run for this one, but I promise it's also a really great speed game. And then we've got Hades 2 by Behemoth Steve, and this is a 3-rope and run, but if you saw that run from TDOV, by the way, all of these runners are veterans of our Trans Day of Remembrance celebration. Absolutely incredible. Trans Day of Visibility celebration, sorry. It's actually going to be a lot different than what you saw there, so definitely stick around for that. And then finally, we've got Squirrel with a Gun, another one that could belong on Awfully Silly, but is here as well, and that is going to be by I Swim Fly. Another one that has had major tech discovered in the last day. It looks super different than it did before. So incredibly exciting stuff. Y'all are not going to want to go anywhere. Sit in your chair for the next 3 hours and enjoy these fresh off the presses runs. And we're going to start with Sleepy Esther playing Shadow Generations, all stages, wings. Fly with it.
Hello, I'm Sleepy Esther, or Esther. Yeah, I'll be playing all stages wings, which is going through all the main stages of the game, except with wings, as you can see. Introduce my commentators.
Hi, I'm Lillie Pen. I'm a fellow all-stage wings runner.
Hi, I am Ukulele. I am a not fellow all stages wings runner. I run all stages no wings. So this is going to be interesting.
I'm very excited to see what you have to say.
Yeah, I think we're ready to start with the first level. You'll see I have a lowless timer on the screen, just for leaderboard validity. Yeah, this level, it's the first level. It's also like a lot, so we're gonna have to skim past some things. I'll let my commentators handle this. I need to focus.
So I guess we'll start with a bit of a tech rundown. So for those of you who have seen Shadgen's run before, this will be a little bit different routing-wise, mainly just because we need rings for wings. So you'll see us throwing a lot of spears when we're in the air. That is called spear gliding. Whenever Shadow throws out a Chaos Spear, when he is locked in the animation, he will maintain all his speed, and it will be maintained near permanently until the animation ends. One thing that you're seeing us do here is abusing a little quirk with mechanics of this one tube that was early in the level. You skim past a physics trigger, which will actually change Shadow's physics, and we can maintain that physics state in a place that we are not supposed to have it. So we can do these crazy things, going out of bounds, absolutely flying over the level. And here we take an intentional death just so that we can reset our physics state, because otherwise we would not be able to make this right turn because Shadow is stuck in a constant state of moving forward. We can nudge him from side to side, but we can't move him in like 90-degree directions.
Yeah, now we are heading into a more relaxed section. It's Radical Highway. I love Radical Highway. Hi, Black Doom.
It's so cool.
Hi, Black Doom. Hi, Dad.
Hi, Black Doom.
Hi, Dad.
Hi, Dad.
Yeah, so Shadow's dad has come to say hi. He wants to see his cool speedrun. And so I'm going to use this time to kind of explain a lot of the past 2 minutes. Wings, basic rundown, they let you fly. They're essentially this game's replacement of a super form, because this takes place at the same time as Sonic Generation, so he has the Chaos Emerald, so we have wings instead. General super form things, you need 50 rings to activate it. It drains 1 ring a second. It regenerates your boost when you're on the ground, and because they're wings, the main draw of them is flying. If you hold air boost, you can drain your boost gauge and you can keep flying, and it also allows you infinite air boost, where normally when you're without wings, you'd only have one. So we'll be using that specifically a lot to break the game. It's pretty clear that the game was not designed with that in mind, and we will be making full use of that in this run. One trick you did see me do just before I broke with that tube was something called Insta Wings. Essentially, activating wings is meant to put you into a short little animation where Shadow has a bit of a headache, he gets his wings, but that's slow. It takes about 1.5 seconds, you can't do much. So what I'll be trying to do is activate wings just as I hit something like a spring or a boost pad, and that can cancel the animation for us. What you saw me do on that building is there's a very, very slight input window when you're out of the cutscene, but just before you land on the sliding section where you can double jump and you can use that to air boost all over the building, skip a bunch. And that's the first level. I promise.
We love party time.
Yeah, that trick is called party time, the building skip, because I'm not sure who said it, but they said it makes me feel like I need a party whenever I hit it. So it's now called party time. And now we're moving on to the second level, Arc 2, which is going to make use of a trick called wing teching. Essentially, because we have infinite air boosts give you a very slight amount of height when you use them, which normally isn't really that impactful, but because we have infinite, we can just keep gaining height. So we're going to be using that. Normally you need to freeze these missiles to get up here, but we're going to wing tech up. And now we're going to wing tech again.
Whoa.
On top of this loop that we're not meant to get on top of. And now
That's a great
we
angle
can just
for Shadow, I'll say that.
yeah, fly in 3D.
So, you guys like 3D and 2D?
Yep.
This game, especially in Wings, has a lot of sections. Well, actually, pretty much only in Wings, aside from one exception, has a lot of 3D and 2D, because Wings, like you just saw Esther do and explain, wing teching allows you to just get a ton of height, which just completely breaks certain sections and lets us get to places that we're not supposed to get, which takes us out of the 2D trigger, because you're technically always in 3D. The game just shoehorns you into the two-dimensional plane, and it's crazy. It lets us do weird things, one of which you'll see very soon, coming up in a few levels here.
Yeah,
I like to describe Wings as kind of like the unrestricted like glitch category kind of thing. You can do some really cool stuff. You can break this game completely in half, and it's so immensely cool.
Yeah, this game is generally like a micro movement focused game. Wings is very strat focused, very big strat perspective. And you might not believe it now, but that was actually one of the longer 2D levels. Every single 2D level in Wings has a 3D and 2D, and that was one of the least game-breaking ones.
That one was
Wow,
only
that was just
recently
a
found
teaser?
too.
Yeah.
I'm not ready.
There's some
found
crazy things you can
recently.
even do in 3D, and this level has something really cool you can do as well. So I'm excited to see how they show that one off.
Yeah.
Do you guys love hedgehogs in space?
We do like hedgehogs in
What
space.
kind of
like
question
hedgehogs
is
in
that?
space.
Oh, you'll see an astronaut hedgehog soon enough. Don't worry.
Yeah. That 3D and 2D previously was only discovered like 3 days ago, I want to say. Like, it was recent.
It was very, very recently that was discovered. Also, you guys want to see what we can do with Wings? You guys want to see the absolute shenanigans we can pull off here? Just skipping an entire chunk of the level. Wings
Yeah.
is completely broken.
The fun stuff about
My
Wings.
goodness.
with Wings and Chaos Spear and wing teching, you can kind of keep your speed in a lot of spaces where you really shouldn't be able to keep it. So like, Esther's keeping way faster speeds by jumping off the rail and wing teching than if like just jumping from a standstill and wing
Normally,
teching around.
there would be a
Where are
cutscene
we?
here where Black Doom shows back up and steals our Chaos Control. I did accidentally enter the Chaos Control trigger, but I still skipped the cutscene, which saves some time. Unfortunately, the only way to hit the checkpoint is to hit the chaos control trigger, and for safety, I want to make sure I have that checkpoint.
You guys like space?
Space.
So this trick right here we call the Hedgehog Space Program, where you can abuse the automation from that ramp up towards the building with the speed boosters, and it just flings you all the way up the space.
Oh.
Oh, honey, sweetheart, don't give me a heart attack like that. Oh my god.
This space has like 80 million different kill planes, so Esther has to kind of carefully weave around them to get back to the actual level. Normally you're supposed to be like free fall diving all the way back down to the level, which is right around here.
Oh, I'm really scared.
I can't wrap my mind
this.
around this. This is gonna work.
There's the level.
Oh, high
Esther, I
level.
don't like this.
No, we're
Oh,
good.
no,
We're
you're
good.
good.
We're fine. We're so fine. Oh, it's so
Welcome back
bad.
to level. Yeah, normally
We have landed.
we have landed.
Oh my god.
have made
Houston, we
contact.
have landed.
We have landed.
What I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be rail swapping. You did see a bit earlier in the level as well. I'll be rail swapping on rails that go downwards because for whatever reason, doing that builds a lot of speed. And now I'm going to avoid this automation and take that speed all the way to the goal. So what we skipped with that Hedgehog Space Program was missed the goal, right? Was a Radical Highway section where Black Doom showed back up again, said a bunch of stuff, kind of boring, not a fan, so we just skip it.
I love Radical Highway Shadow.
Luckily, the Radical Highway sections are on the same map. The skybox is just decided by position, so it's pretty easy to weave in between the two.
Okay.
Now,
do you guys like? I said something before about 2D being completely broken. I don't think that there is a single 2D stage in this game that is not completely broken wide
There
open.
isn't.
So do you mind if I go through
Go for
things? So, we have a funny little tech in this game that we like to call flings. Automation is really weird and likes to get we'll just say fussy whenever you enter it from the wrong angle. So, if, say, we were to, I don't know, enter a section of automation in a way that we were not supposed to, we'd be able to bug out the automation in a way that just sends us upwards.
Oh, that's high. This is higher than I'd like.
This is really high, but
You can
we
save
have
it.
wings. Normally, in any percent or stages, no wings, this would be completely unrecoverable. But wings lets you do something just like this.
I can hear the salt in Layla's
Whoa!
voice.
Why are you all the way over here?
We're okay, I think.
Where are you? What happened?
Are we okay?
The stage is to the right.
The yellow world.
Esther, go to the rail. Go to the rail. Go to the rail.
I'm stuck in
Oh,
Okay, it's fine. We let Shadow die.
close.
Unfortunately, there's no death planes out here, so we'll have to go again. And luckily, there's a fail safe. If you don't do anything in the air for 10 seconds, you just die. I'm gonna try that again, but without the wings this time. This is what we wanted.
Oh,
There you go.
beautiful.
That's much better.
Yeah,
Let's
and
go, Esther.
I feel the obligatory shout out. That setup for the fling was discovered by Layla herself. Everyone
Let's
in
go.
chat say thank you, Layla.
Thank you, Layla.
Layla. That was beautiful.
I'm just saving everyone the headache of early game consistency, you know.
Yeah, that trick is it was and still is a massive run killer at any percent. And now we got Bio Lizard. Compared to the rest of the run, I don't have nice things to say about this boss.
Do you guys like 2.5 minutes unskippable cutscenes?
This unfortunate.
Yeah.
I will take this over SA2 Bio Lizard.
Yeah.
I spent like an hour trying to kill it on my casual playthrough before. It was like the day
It
before.
took you an hour? It took me a month.
We do have a very slight amount of source, again discovered by Layla. It's just position manipulation.
Yeah,
I'll let you explain.
For as much as I dislike BioLizard, there is some source. I have warmed up to him a little bit. So after this cutscene right here, if we BioLizard will try to turn to track us when he slams his goop fists on the ground. Don't read too much into it. So turning him around will make his other hand more over the platform than it normally would be. And no matter what, we have to homing attack the hands to advance the fight. But the hitbox for them is always active, not just when you're on the ground. So if you chaos control at the right time, you can hit it early.
Oh.
So
normally you have to
Very nice.
normally you have to wait for him to punch
you
again.
in the water, I think.
That is also possible without turning him, but his other fist would be above the water, which depending on your PC specs and how well your game runs the PC, if you get a lag spike when Shadow falls into the water in that cutscene, he will just turn off his collision and fall to his death.
Yep.
Oh, no.
I thought it was always. I didn't know it was lag.
I thought it was always, but apparently it didn't always happen when people tried it out. So it has to just be a lag spike. So there's some alternate factor that causes you to just sometimes completely randomly go through the water and just fall to your death. It's awful. I can't take full credit for that. That was, I think, discovered by Ryuken. It was something that I saw and couldn't replicate consistently, but found a setup for. It's a very interesting strat, and it just makes Bylizard a little bit more variable, more consistent, less variable. Sorry.
Yeah. It's like
Ooh,
the
here's one of my
very slight
favorite
skill expression.
Here's one of my favorite little things about this game is it has micro QTs every so often again in the boss fight, like punching Bylizard right here. They don't matter. You can literally match every single button on the controller and it just works.
Now.
Yeah, you cannot do anything and it'll succeed, but you can save time by literally mashing every button on your controller, including the triggers and the bumpers, and I think if you click on the stick too, but I might be crazy about that one.
How many extra fingers do we need to do that? I'm not sure.
Not too many. Just kind of run your hands all over it. It'll work.
Okay, now it's time for absolute peak. This level doesn't really have like any of the game-breaking skips per se. It's just a lot of micro. I need to give massive thanks to both Mohar and Shax. Those are the two runners that discovered a lot of this routing. It's gonna be amazing. So much wing teching. So much wing
So
teching.
shout outs to Penny Parker with this music.
Yeah,
True. So right there, we do specifically kind of kill some of these enemies so we can get a chaos control. One of the things I don't think we mentioned is when you chaos control, your boost meter automatically refills back to max. So right here, there's this giant chasm right here. Oh, and you're. Oh, I thought you were gonna stop. Panic.
We're good.
If you're flying or wing teching a very large distance, you can use chaos control to immediately get back your boost meter. And since you can infinitely keep air boosting with wings, you can literally just fly over like 89% of the level here. And there's a really. Yeah, there's a gigantic space coming up right in a few moments where we just skip like all of these rails and keep like the speed by jumping off of it. It's insanely cool. But, and I remember the day that you're like, Esther, you told me like, oh, you can just fly over all this. And I'm just like, you can what?
Time for absolute silliness. You can stand on this wall and just go up.
Yeah, I love Sonic Frontiers. That is a byproduct of the Hedgehog Engine 2, which was first introduced in Frontiers, so we like to call that getting Frontiers, or at least I and my friends do.
Very silly game. But now
Sonic and Shadow like to cling to geometry and collision when they're walking down slopes, so we can very much so abuse that to boost some unintended angles. Also,
here's that wing tech I was just talking about.
Yeah, this is the big wing tech.
What is the route? What is intended pathing? I don't know.
There's a bunch of like wind rails that spawn in this area that you're supposed to take and like kind of like jump between them to get over here safely. But with wings, we can just kind of fly all the way around it and just not care.
Yeah, that red ring you saw me go into, that sends you at like 90 speed. For reference, normal flight is about 50. So we're going at almost double normal flight speed across like a solid minute of the level. That was Kingdom Valley 1. You can see why I said it was peak. I love this level.
One thing that I wanna say a piece on. Also, shoutouts are that rail gives you apparently slightly more speed than normal boosting, so you could just carry it
You can try and
onwards.
maintain it, but I messed it up, unfortunately.
One thing that I do want to say is that I really like the skill expression that comes with this game, because it's so interesting, the different settings that you run this game in, that something that is only supposed to stop IGT can be used for RTA. It's so interesting to me.
Yeah. Now, another one of those big game-breaking skips, and this is also relatively easy. You can try this at home.
I love flings!
What we're gonna do,
Charlie!
we're gonna double jump and then wing tech twice for the height. We've got another sticky shadow, so we can just jump up, out of bounds, fly. Now, normally there's automation down here. You're not meant to stomp into it.
Whoa!
And now we're just going
Whee!
up.
And off he goes.
Like he stepped on a big, big trampoline.
Yeah. And now we can just fly to the end of the level. There's not really much to this. You just fly to the end of the level.
Also, chat,
yeah.
if this is blowing your mind as much as it's blowing mine, don't worry about it. Just enjoy Shadow breaking
Okay.
through walls and flying through space.
Please stop. Okay.
Nice. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Oh!
Submit it.
Yeah, submit.
Not gonna lie,
let's
you
go.
gave me a little bit of a heart attack.
Yeah, I was scared
Esther,
to.
stop! Esther, stop doing this to me! I can only take so much, my dying heart!
Now we have Sunset Heights
Westmopolis,
1.
yes!
Yeah, Westopolis. Woo, peak song.
You have to have
This
one.
does
If
not
you-
look
if you
like
are running-
Westmopolis. Aw.
If you are running Shad Gens all stages, you by like leaderboard rules are actually obligated to have one Westopolis on in your stage music.
You've got to bless your ears with this song at least once.
You have to.
There's not much to say about this stage, unfortunately.
Sourceless Heights.
Yeah, well, that's something. The IL run of this level is really cool because with full game, because we're focusing on RTA here, we don't really care about Chaos Control pausing the timer. We just want to use it for boost routing. But in ILs, it's timed using in-game time, so they do care a lot about Chaos Control. So if you compare the routing of an IL run of a level to something you see in any percent or all stages, it's going to be massively different. And this level is an amazing example. Like, you should go give a Sunset Heights 1 IL a watch. It is really cool.
Shout out to Moha.
Shoutouts to all the IL runners as well. They're like I can look at like the most complex math equation, and then I look at an IL level and I'm like, oh my god, they are both insanely genius. How do these people do it?
I think my favorite IL run in the game is Sunset Heights 2. That level is genuinely, no wings, the level is genuinely a work of art. There is so much that goes into optimizing it in such interesting ways. So yeah, we'd all highly recommend that you go and watch some IL runs, because they are all radically different to their RTA counterparts.
That should not have gotten a laugh out of me.
It's because it's so unfunny, you don't expect it.
Yeah, we got a Radical Highway section. You remember those tubes we broke in Arc 1? We can't break these. So this is the dev-intended tube experience, which is holding forward. Except you're not actually holding forward. It moves forward for you, so you just hold boost. Oh, okay. I forgot those didn't respond, Matt. I genuinely have not ran into them.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna pop wings here just to make the bit even funnier. Normally you would have to avoid obstacles, but we have wings, so you guys like holding boost?
There is one way that we can actually make this slightly faster. For some reason, I can't tell you why, if you take damage while spearing and falling onto a damaging obstacle in one of those tubes, you just go zoom.
Yeah.
You go forward at blistering speed.
They're called zoomies, we don't know why.
Viable.
It's for some reason really difficult on 120 FPS. I'm pretty sure runs going for that trick, the optimal FPS is 75. So
Oh god.
yeah, but I won't be going for it because 120 FPS is better. This is what I mean by holding forward.
Bye, Dad.
Just
Bye, Dad.
Bye, Dad.
Bye, Dad.
Bye, Dad. They wanted to emulate the Sonic Forces experience, and I think they did it pretty well.
Yeah,
There's no
shout
double
out-
boost, unfortunately.
Here, Shadow, I
Shoutouts
made
to
you lunch.
Stelmo.
Aww.
Shout out to Stelmo, and I quote: "You can take the level out of forces, but you can't take forces out of the level."
True. Now we're on to another peak level, which we won't get to see as much of, because it's 2D. We break it as always.
You're committing the
I love
cardinal
out of
sin of.
bounds.
You're making the cardinal sin of not having the default music on for this level. I'm so
I
upset.
forgot to
No.
change it.
No,
It's okay.
It's still good though.
I don't think this song is as good as some of the other original.
What? Okay,
songs.
I can yell at you later for this.
Meet me out back to Daddy's.
Oh my god.
So we're gonna have another example of Shadow sticking and going up. I don't even know how to describe this. Just watch. If I can hit it.
So we get Frontiers.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
why that happens. It's
And-
120 FPS exclusive, by the way.
Oh, awesome.
let her,
I didn't know that actually.
Now we just
Oh.
fly out of bounds. High 3D control.
Ooh,
just-
you have
I'll be
enough
fine.
boost, right?
I'll be okay.
Oh.
Yeah, she's good.
Oh.
But she can wing tech back to the level.
Okay. Okay.
It's okay.
And yeah, that
Nice.
skips like a minute or 30 seconds. I'd
About
like
a-
to say.
Yeah.
You can tell I don't run wings.
You can also just fly over that loop, which is just a smidge slower if you take it. And we can also just
Yeah.
fly over all the level terrain right here.
Yeah.
Who
Get the
needs
chaos.
level? I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'm gonna mash jump for a silly skip. I hope I can get. Yep.
There you
If
go.
you
Oh my
mash jump,
God.
there's a
Wait,
very
what?
tight input window where you can jump and retain a bunch of speed. I don't know why it works. I don't know how it works. I just mash jump and hope it goes well.
Why haven't you taught me that? What?
Because I only learned it like 2 days ago. I was like, how are people doing that?
heck?
I was like, how are people
What?
doing that? And Moho was like, oh, I just mash jump.
Oh my god.
We're learning here at
Yeah,
GDQ,
we're
on
teaching. We're
GDQ
teaching.
Hotfix.
Now we're on to Metal
I could be
Overlord.
saving half a second every Sunset 2 run.
Well, assuming you hit it, that is. This boss is a lot of the focus is just HP management, really. There's a lot of quick kills that are relatively tight, but you can still get. Our main goal here is to we've got Doom Surf here, which I never really explained. It's like a manta ray, just spin left to right. It's basically it. Oh, I messed that up. I
Oh,
forgot the jump.
that's not too bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's okay.
But another thing you might have seen in Kingdom Valley Act 1 that I just didn't have time to mention with how cool that level was, is that spinning from side to side, for some reason, retains whatever speed you have. So if you're going really fast and you keep
was
spinning
wondering
from
about
side
that.
to side, you just keep going at that same speed. Do I have enough? Oh, no, I don't have enough for quick kill.
Well, you just have to hit. You just have to hit a couple of the actual ones right here, and then you're fine.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Because
Yeah,
it does one section of the
Yeah.
hit bar. Yeah,
I think I'm good.
That's, okay.
that's
This is
perfect. That's
very
perfect.
close.
Nice.
If you
This gets it.
Clutch.
In this
clutch.
boss fight, it's kind of a race to get his health bar down to halfway, because the only way you can do damage in the first phase is by hitting like debris in the water. You specifically want to have enough damage so that you can take that chaos control rail, so you can hit him and do like one entire chunk of the bar. If you miss that, you end up losing like, oh my gosh, it's like 30-40 seconds and like essentially another auto scroller where he just attacks you. But instead we skip that and get to here where we just keep spamming the roll.
Yep.
You guys like the right bumper.
Yeah.
That's my favorite
like
button.
The right bumper.
Also, the left bumper, and by the left bumper I mean the triangle button, because my vines are broken.
Oh, Esther.
You don't have time to go over my vines right now.
We're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to talk to you after the run. Look,
Wait,
I'm gonna have to have a
what-
serious chat with you.
There's a quick kill here. I don't remember the spin pattern. What's the spin pattern?
Oh god, I'm washed. You can't.
I always just wing it.
Okay, we're winging
Fun.
it. The
right,
goal-
pause,
Yeah, you wanna go
left,
right.
Left, right.
There's a
Okay.
big chunk on the right you want to
Right.
hit.
I don't think no,
If you got that last one. Yeah.
The goal hit, what you're meant to do is use Chaos Control to homing attack all of those, and if you're in Chaos Control and you homing attack them, get this really cool cutscene. Unfortunately, being cool is slow, so we try and skip it.
Unfortunately, being cool is for nerds.
Yeah,
Wow.
unfortunately. So you can skip it. If I'd hit one more piece of rubble, I would have skipped it just fine, but I messed it up. It's pretty tough. Luckily, messing up the quick kill and just watching the cutscene normally are tied in terms of time. So it doesn't actually matter. It's something that's always worth going for. But if you can get the quick kill, it saves like 10 seconds.
Yeah. Unfortunately, with both that Middle Overlord and the next boss, they both have like insanely cool like Chaos Control like final hits that are so amazing but so abysmally slow for RTA that we just don't even take them. And I implore anybody when they play this game, just kind of lose their mind at the cool cutscenes, because Shadow the Hedgehog is the coolest fictional character ever made.
That's true.
Also,
That's a fact.
Peak spotted.
Peak song.
Not only do we have the best song in Sonic, we also have the best IL in this game. Fight me. I love Chaos
Island
1.
1.
It's so good.
Yeah.
A mountainous
again,
level has peaks. Yeah.
Well, so one of the things that's really cool about all stages is one, you can actually play the levels in any order. You just have to end on the final boss. And the other thing that's really nice over any percent is this game also has like a feature where you can change the level music just like regular Sonic Generations. When you're doing any percent, it sets you to the default music, which is kind of lame. But instead in all stages, we can set it to whatever we want. So Esther, being based, picked all the cool music.
Oh, Find Your Flame. So
level.
good.
Yeah, we got another really cool skip right here with Wings. There's supposed to be this really big, cool cutscene. Oh my god, Esther, please.
We're okay. Don't stress.
It's okay.
Normally in like you're supposed to take that rail and just ride it all the way, and it does this really cool cutscene of you winding past the volcano in the background, and it plays like when the beat drops in the song, and it's so cool, and you see the volcano erupt in the background. But instead with Wings, we can just say lame, and we just kind of ignore it and fly around it, and it's really cool.
And what you saw me do just before that is I jumped off the rail just after the booster, because that booster gave me like 90 speed, I think it was. So we use that to retain the speed. And here what we're doing, one thing about wing teching I should mention is that flying normally puts you at 50 speed, whereas ground boosting is 60 speed. Which normally there wouldn't be much you could do about that because you have to leave the ground to start flying. But you can use spears and then repeated wing techs to keep that 60 speed for really, really long. So there's normally a big platforming section, you deal with the Black Arms enemy, but we can just wing tech over it. Very cool. I love wing teching. And now we're on to Chaos Island 2. This is the second least broken. Yeah, that like kind of makes sense. It's pretty broken for a 2D. It's pretty broken, but it's not as broken for the 2D levels compared to everything else. There is an out of bounds here. What we're gonna do, so they forgot to put an invisible wall there, so we can just fly back. And they forgot to extend the death plane, so we can just go past, and now we're out of bounds. High out of bounds. We can just fly past. Use a Chaos Control for distance. I'm going to wing tech for height here. And now we are back in the level.
There you go.
Wow, clean.
That one is really scary. That one's kind of hard.
Yeah, it's the annoying thing about that one is that there's a death plane. You can still die after you enter 3D. It's just like you have to have a very slight delay between entering 3D control and actually moving. Otherwise, you will hit the death plane. But luckily, I was able to avoid it. And yeah, that's the final 2D level of the run. Because the main structure of the game is Act 1 is a 3D, Act 1 is a 2D, but we've been through most of the stages now. All we have is Mephiles and then the 2 Radical Highways, which are both 3D, and then
As if
Devil
we didn't
Doom.
get enough Radical Highway.
Yeah, I
But it's
love
so
Radical
cool.
Highway. I mean, there is a reason they call it Radical Highway. It's so radical. Now it's time for Peak Boss. I'm going to bonk him early because it makes him attack earlier, and I'm going to try and do some position manipulation here. He's going to...
pretty much have
just
to...
ascended when I heard the music.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I messed it up.
Oh, that's okay.
The plan here, he's essentially like bouncing off the walls, and after a certain amount of bounces, he'll drop that little morph orb, which is Badoom morph, which is the little goopy guy. It's like Splatoon. Yeah. So we want him to drop the morph orb to attack him, but he only does that after a certain amount of bonks on the wall. And you can try and position manipulate him to bonk like back and forth on the wall, but I didn't get it, unfortunately. It's pretty tight. I call it geometry strats because it's like the only thing I've seen my secondary school geometry classes be useful for. I don't know what I'm doing here. I meant to bonk him in that.
What was that?
What was that? Yeah, that was really funny.
Genuinely, what was that, huh?
Normally, you kind of have to babysit this boss a lot, and one of the things that you do is normally with like the main attack you're supposed to do called Doom Blast, which is where you punch him a whole bunch. You're supposed to like hold the button and then throw him into these orbs for the fight. You're supposed to do it a couple times, but we can kind of just take advantage of the fact that if you just mash it, you just do a little bit of damage, and Mephiles just kind of stands there for a little bit.
So
you can just do
Mephiles in the face.
yeah, you just gotta punch Mephiles a whole bunch of times and then throw him at a rock, and then you're supposed to be able to throw him at another rock and immediately get to the second phase.
Shout out to Moha.
Yeah, we've got intentional damage here to damage the enemy quicker. Yeah, and what I'm gonna do now is you're meant to chaos control, hit these clones, and enter a cutscene. But what I want to do is I want to hit 4 of the clones and then chaos control so that I can skip the cool chaos control cutscene, which is unfortunate because it's a really cool cutscene, but it's slow. It's similar to Metal Overlord, except it's much easier.
Yeah.
I still can't believe that you're running
and this part
German.
plays as the beat drop for the song.
Also,
this boss is so cool.
Esther is running this in German, and I'm so not used to the German dub.
Oh,
Hey, you want to know something really funny?
I read Mephiles in German, and it was so
Wait, Layla, you want to know who the voice actor for Mephiles is in English?
It's someone from Persona.
Yeah, it's Robbie Damon. It's Goro Akechi. That blew my mind.
Awesome.
We're on to Radical Highway 1. We're going to be messing with the gravity here a little bit.
This level is so messed up.
This level is so good.
Well, you're a little too far to the right over there.
You make it. Trust. Yeah.
So
Unskippable wings
cool
cutscene.
cutscene.
it's not unskippable, actually. I didn't want to skip it because it's unsafe.
Yeah.
You can land on top of the building and skip that entire cutscene right there. So like any percent completely skips it. Also, they don't even get wings in 80% anymore, which is wild. But since we're playing with wings, we kind of want the wings because it instantly sets your rings to 50, and there's not nearly 50 rings in that early spot. So we just grab those wings right there just so we can fly over a bunch of stuff. And now here's the craziest part.
Yeah, you.
We're gonna jump out this. We're gonna jump out this loop right there, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of line ourselves up. We're gonna line ourselves up right here and land right in the middle of the spline, and we're gonna fling ourselves all the way, basically almost to the end of the level. You can fling yourself to the very end of the level. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god. What
Okay.
just happened?
We're okay.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
You
Esther,
see,
don't do this to me.
that can actually go to the end of the level. It's
We call that
surprisingly
God Fling.
consistent with wings. Yeah, we call it God Fling. I'm not gonna go for it here, obviously, because it's difficult. But if you look at any Radical Highway, I'm gonna keep telling everyone to look at ILs. Radical Highway 1 IL, it's very cool.
Shoutouts to Moha.
Shoutouts to Moha, shoutouts to Zans. I think it's
Shoutouts
Moha
to
and
Zans.
Zans with world records. I think.
Yeah.
Xanth is like
I
sub-minute, I think, now?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm so washed that I completely forgot that Red One Fling exists.
Okay, I'm not gonna question it. And now we're on to Rad 2, which has a pretty big out of bounds at the start.
I love this level.
Yeah, this level
But
is
also,
amazing.
Rad
It's
2, my
key.
beloved.
My
No.
beloved.
This is my beloved. Okay, so we can just like jump off this
You guys
rail
like
and
buildings?
yep, land on the building out of bounds, and then just like
Oh, what is your boost management? Oh,
I'll be fine. Don't stress.
Yeah. You can skip this into. Okay, you're going for it. I thought you were just gonna land on the highway. This is above
no,
like the
Esther,
actual
I'm fine.
level.
Okay, no, you are fine. You are fine. Never mind.
good.
Yeah, now we're back onto the actual pathway for the level. So we just skipped over like a good 30 seconds, I want to say.
This
Maybe 25, I don't remember.
has killed so many runs for me. Oh my god. I didn't get the wings down.
We're gonna pop wings, and we're just gonna go underneath the level for a few seconds and get back in bounds again.
Every time I'm
Unfortunately,
like,
this is one of those levels with global cycles.
Not the path, and then, you know, Esther knows where she's going. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now there is normally automation here, but I can just. Oh, never mind. I got stuck onto it.
Okay, this is where my no wings knowledge is coming in, because like every single time I watch an 80% run and I join someone's chat, I'll be like, hey, how's it going? 5 minutes will pass.
Uppies.
They start Arc 2, and then I get jump scared. Also uppies.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
because those rails are upside down, if you switch off at the right time, you keep the upside down gravity for a little longer than intended, so you just get uppies.
Yeah, we're gonna do it again right at the end of this rail right here.
Yeah,
Normally you're supposed
so
to fly
good.
across this entire section, but we can just whee and get a little bit of extra height and then just wing tech all the way to the end of the level, essentially.
Speed
Yeah.
grinding
And back
is
and bounce.
amazing in this game.
Yeah,
It
you can
allows for so much.
you can skip the cutscene with shadow boosting on the twisty road thing, but it's pretty tight and also pretty unsafe because the death is not great. So I didn't go for it. The checkpoint's relatively far, and now we're at the end of the run. We have Devil Doom.
Wow. Already.
Yeah, we
Yes, Esther.
yeah we have undefeatable because of course we do, which leads to a pretty funny ending. The cutscenes don't like having custom music. This this first phase is basically just Metal Overlord again. You wanna spin into these. What are these?
Rocks. They're just like rocks.
I'm calling
Laser
them
rocks.
meatballs.
They are kind of just meatballs.
Yeah.
Laser
Yeah.
meatballs.
So Shadow is really mad. He's beating up Doom. This first
He's
phase.
beating up Dad.
Yeah.
The one
they're
time
having
he
a civil
comes to one of our
dispute.
games, and he still messes it up.
Yeah. But first time he's been here in 19 years? Yeah.
No, 20. Feels bad.
Yeah.
That is the
No,
definition
sorry,
of going
wait,
to the
19
supermarket
years, close
and not
enough.
coming back. Like,
I kind of forgot that this game came out in 2024 and it's 2025 now, so I had a bit of a moment.
Yeah, so that phase wasn't really too much. We just gotta make sure we don't miss any of the meatballs. This phase is really cool. This is Doom Morph, it's Splatoon again. Something I forgot to mention
Splatoon.
in Mephiles and in Chaos Island 1 is that with Doom Morph, you can do this little ink boost thing, and if you jump just at the start of it, you get a massive speed boost. So you can just jump
I
all
love
the way.
Unleashed.
beautiful.
That's so cool. You are normally supposed to take a bunch of springs and whatnot to get to Black Doom's face, but just like that. But you actually are just able to jump to his face at all
Yeah.
times. It has a hitbox, and you're able to skip all of the platforming. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's destroying some platforms, so he's making some of the fast cycles a bit hard to do. So it's much easier and much simpler to just take the safer strats. But that is pretty much the end of Devil Doom, unless we get Savik here. The rest of the fight is just an auto-scroller.
Yeah, we do have wings here. I forgot to mention earlier, but the bosses don't actually allow the use of wings, which isn't really that impactful because you were never gonna get 50 rings in them anyway, but they aren't allowed at all in the bosses. But here, we get forced into them. Even no wings runs have to use wings here.
All stages, one wing.
Yeah, all stages.
They have to
wing.
gaslight into not thinking we use wings anymore.
Yeah.
Even if
You
you
see-
literally do not have the power-up, even if you skip the power-up, it forces you into wings.
You see,
So-
my degree in running all stages no wings also comes with a professional gaslighting degree.
Oh my god.
The main
this
goal
boss
of
fight's
this phase is just spinning into those tentacle thingies. With the wing sidestep, just sidestep into them, which normally you would have to time, but also if you just mash right sidestep, it does all of them for you. I wish I was joking. What was that? Okay.
Whoa, what was that?
But
Ooh.
avoid the head thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
your head tracks where you are, so just be on the move constantly.
Yeah, and if you get hit by them, it just completely skips, either skips or like cuts you off very early on trying to hit those little blue whippy woos. I don't know what else to call them.
Tentacle thingies, I don't know.
Yeah, but
That's what
in order to do some like actually good damage to this boss fight, you have to hit those things back at him, which does a tiny bit of damage. But if you do enough of them, he kind of like gets stunned for a minute, and you can just go up and punch him in the little meatball. And we're actually getting pretty much to the end of it, so Esther's gonna do this.
That's pretty much the end of the run. Time will be coming up soon on the final hit of Devil Doom.
Yeah, there's a mash square QTE. When that's complete, that's time.
Yeah,
so I'll
that's
count down.
that's the run.
Yep, that's the run.
That was incredible. I'm gonna need a little while to recover.
Oh yeah, here's where the music goes a little funny.
Right,
it just restarts now.
In 3, 2, 1, time.
GG!
Oh my god, that's
GG,
so
Esther.
GG.
And the big stomp.
Yeah, here's where the cut. Here's where the cutscene music also gets really funny, because if you listen close, so if you get cutscene music, it just starts again here.
Yeah,
for some reason,
you guys
and it's just really weird.
Oh, you know,
yeah,
it's
so
fine.
I'll take this time to do my my GDQ obligated chilling. Yeah, I Sleepy Esther on all platforms, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, unfortunately. If you want to learn wings, I posted about, I want to say a month or two ago, a 47-minute commentary guide going through basically everything you've seen in this run, and even some stuff I didn't get to show. So if you want to learn, that's where I would go. It's on my YouTube, just Sleepy Esther. If you have any questions, feel free to join the Shadow Generation speedrunning Discord server. You can find it on speedrun.com. You can literally just ping me. I'm always happy to help. I love this category. I love helping people learn this category. It's great. Yeah, I want to give a big thank you to, obviously, my commentators. They're amazing. Also, to the entire Shadow Generation speedrunning community, amazingly nice people. Moha is the current world record holder in, I think, 2 or 3 categories. He has world record in this category. He's amazing. He unfortunately couldn't be here today, but he's an amazing runner. You should go watch his runs. Alpha Dolphin as well. He did any percent at AGDQ. He helped me with the submission video for this, so he's the reason why I'm here. Big thank you to him. And yeah, that's it. Do you have anything else you two want to say?
I just want to hop in and say, I want to give a huge props to you, Esther, because I've been like seeing how much you've been prepping for this run, and it's incredible, and you've done so much work, and I just want to say good job, because that was amazing, and I just want to give you your proper dues, because I'm really proud of you. And also, if we have time, we might want to do something.
What was RTA?
RTA was 4302. If you'd like to get right into it, you can do that strat right now while Lillie has shoutouts.
So, I kind of lied about Arc 1. There is an incredibly marathon unsafe skip, which I didn't go for, but I'm going to attempt it now. That Radical Highway section with Black Doom, Wings does not have to play it. So, the start is the same, just making sure we grab as many rings as possible. I'm gonna try and play this as safe as I can, because it's very difficult. Try and get into wings. Yep.
Oh
nice.
my god.
Then we're gonna get the glitch on the tube. Now, this is generally pretty similar. I'm gonna be playing a pretty slow route, because I need as many rings as I can get. So, essentially, that broken tube that we're using, in midair, it can generate a lot of speed. So much speed, in fact, that you can use it to skip the entirety of the Radical Highway section. Now, you might be like, wait, 40 minutes ago, Layla said you can only go forward. So how do we get around that? Essentially, now this is the difficult part.
There are more than one tube here, so you can, there's a lot of tubes in this level.
Off of that tube. Yep. I'll let
you can touch onto the
He's
tube.
the real astronaut. Wow.
Yeah, you can. Essentially, what happens is if you can touch onto that tube, you can actually forego your own tube physics, which tries to just continuously push you forwards. That's how we can just take all that and just kind of keep flinging ourselves across the level. As you can see, there are the spinny buildings from the actual level. We're just going completely over it.
The big thing here is that you lose tube physics, but you keep the speed. So you can take all of this just to go all the way to the end of the level. And if Esther lined this up just right,
there you go. And then Black Doom just shows up.
Yep. You're so good! Yes,
I do not have an average.
What a bonus!
Yep.
Oh my gosh! I love Sleepy Esther!
That was a slow version. If you want to see a fast version, I have I think it's the LRT world record or RTA world record on my YouTube. Go watch that. It's really cool.
And Shadow just slides across the ground at the end of it.
Yeah,
it gets kind of funny because it wants to throw you into an automation at the start of it and said, "Oops."
Yeah, and
Let's go, Esther.
that's everything I have for you. It was amazing being on here, amazing experience. Very glad I could be here. Very glad I could have my amazing commentators on here. Very good show as well. I'm very excited to see the other runs that are going on. I'm sure we've got more exciting things to come, like Squirrel with a Gun. What kind of pitch is that title? I'm excited.
Absolutely. Well, that was incredible. Thank you for showing off the run and that bonus destruction, truly, of that level. You were all absolutely wonderful. We're going to take a quick break while we wait for our next run, Fragrance Point by Shelva Claus. Good ending to be ready. Do not go anywhere.